Welcome to Business Live. I'm Mark Croskery. In BL tonight, first up, we've got Jamaica's largest bank, financial group, that's NCB Financial Group. A director buying up 47,000 shares and change. The trade happening December 10th, 2020, just the other day. Next up, we've got QWI Investments trading in their shares as well. A purchase here, and it's a massive one, a huge one. 20 million shares here, connected party, buying up these shares on December 8th, 2020. Now, this is an even bigger trend. We always are seeing this in QWI for the past 6 to 12 months. Clearly, the float is going to get smaller and smaller. We're going to do some more examination, some due diligence there to see what the size of the float is now in terms of what's in the open market versus connected parties, directors, as well as a majority shareholders or related parties. In this Pharma, coming out with their 12 months unaudited year end, and the profits jumping nicely, as we spoke about on Business Live, 50%. That's a huge number, not just double digits, 10 or 20%, but we're talking about 50%. This is for the year end October 31st, 2020. Earnings per share hitting 15 cents per Jamaican versus 10 cents per share Jamaican. Revenues increasing not as much, but the profits are what we like to talk about on Business Live. 765 million Jamaican versus 729 million Jamaican year over year, 2020 versus 2019. As we said, it's not a substantial increase, about 5% in revenue overall. So where did the profits come from? Cost of sales and admin costs, well managed by the CEO, the management team, considerably lower when we looked at those numbers in the income statement. Next up here, a company we don't talk about too much here, corporate action item by Cable Bahamas, more than half in its loss for the first quarter 2020. On the heels of much lower depreciation, amortization, and finance expense dramatically falling. You'll see this a lot in the telecom sector. Companies will have their depreciation and amortization jumping up, sometimes coming off quite a lot in terms of the numbers. Now the revenues falling here, this is in Bahamian dollars, 48.2 million for the year for 2020 versus 66.6 million for the year before. So the revenues came off a lot. The net loss did fall 5.5 million Bahamian dollars versus 12.6. Now overseas markets, big news here. The Dow Jones stays above 30,000 points, but still just a couple of hundred points there. But the big news is Bitcoin. Not something we speak about a lot on Business Live, crushing, getting above 20,000 US for the first time ever. So huge news in the markets. What's driving it? Some big notable investors putting their money into, coming up with their analyst reports, their companies, and saying that they're going into Bitcoin now, really pushing it up from the high teens to 20,000 and over that. Year-to-date gains, 180%. Nothing like the old times in terms of 1,000% or more, but 180%, nothing to scoff at. I'm Mark Croskery, this is Business Live.